Hey y'all, I'm Stephanie and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing the makeup and books tag because I have to put makeup on my face anyway. So let's do a thing. Before I get started, I'm just gonna put on some moisturizer because I have really dry spots on the skin and it's really gross. I've never noticed how somewhat violent I am about the way that I apply my moisturizer, but I'm really which I'm sure is not doing my skin any favors in the long run. Next is primer, which is the first question. Yay, I found it. The primer I'm using is the Smashbox Photo Finish. I bought a teeny tiny one because I have zero need for the full size. This stuff lasts forever. Let's see. I also haven't prepared for these questions in advance. That was probably poor planning on my part, but you know, what else is new? The question for primer is pick a book that left a lasting impression. I'm gonna try not to answer all of these with Harry Potter too, because I feel like there's gonna be at least one that I answer. So I'm gonna try to save it for the appropriate one maybe, I don't know. So I'm gonna say Tithe by Holly Black. I mentioned in my last video that she's one of my absolute favorite authors, which is totally 100% true. I freaking love her a lot. And so I'm gonna go with Tithe. It was the first book of hers that I read, and I still, that's probably one of my most reread books. I haven't read it in the last couple years. I probably should do that. It's one of my favorites. I really love it. It's a modern fantasy. Question number next. Foundation. Pick your favorite first book in a series. That's really hard. Also, I'm using the Kat Von D Lock-It in Light Cool. I'm not a beauty guru. Fuck it, just trust me, that's what it is. Oh, and that's way too much because this is another one that a little goes a long way. So, for favorite first book in a series, this is also Harry Potter. I don't know, I'm having a hard time because most of the series that I'm thinking of off the top of my head, and I think this is actually the next question, isn't it? Oh, it's coming up in a few, which one's your favorite last book? So I'll save some of those answers, but I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like I've read any series lately where the first book is always really hard, especially in a series, because they're going to cram as much information. You have a lot of character building and introductions of a lot of people. There's a lot of stuff being thrown at you in first series, first books in a series, so I can't think of any one off the top of my head where I'm yeah, that's the best book in the series is the first one, which is nice because you don't want it to be the other way around, right? Actually, I could say Tithe for this one as well. That's a trilogy. But I don't know. Pass. I'm a cheaty McCheater. See why I should have planned ahead for this? Step number 3, concealer. Name a character you wish would disappear. Pick a character you wish you could get rid of. Okay, so confession, I haven't read the books, but it's because I consistently heard that the show is better. But my husband and I have been watching The 100, and I'm only on season 2, I'll give you that. I know there's a lot more for me to go, and shit gets wild, and she's making the best out of a shitty situation or whatever. But I hate Clark. I hate her. I don't like her. I don't like her at all. She is in a tough spot. She does have some hard decisions to make, and yet she always seems to make the wrong ones. I'll update you how I feel about that later when I'm a little farther into this show, but for now, that one. Number 4, powder. Pick your favorite last book in a series. This one is easier. For this, I'm using my Makeup Forever It's Got a Million Ultra HD Micro Finishing Loose Powder. That's a mouthful. For this one, I'm gonna go with Crooked Kingdom from the Six of Crows duology because it's fucking phenomenal. I know, Joshana, I know that you're not super in love with Leigh Bardugo, but I am, so I don't love you any less. I just think you're wrong. You could be wronger though, you could hate them. I know that you just said that you just like them. Also, hey everybody, if you aren't subscribed to Joshana, go do that. I'll leave her linked in the description down below. She's precious and I like her. She's nice. And also her channel's really good. Next up, Eyebrows, a book you think that everyone should read. For my eyebrows, I'm using the Gimme Brow from Benefit. I'm always really nervous to do my eyebrows because I feel like being so pasty white and having lighter colored hair, it looks a lot darker than it really is because it's still wet because I'm letting it air dry from the shower. I'm a little... Isn't my Hufflepuff bandana just the stinking cutest, my little hairband? I bought it at like a convention last year. So I hope that person's back this year so I can buy more things from them. Book I think everyone should read. The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. That book is amazing. Also Harry Potter, because like, I know I said I wasn't going to do that, but we just talked about my headband and I had it on my mind. And also I talked to a lot of people recently that are like, oh, I haven't read it, or like that didn't read it until later in life, and they had their valid reasons for it, and I think that's fine. But I also think that if I can read Twilight just to see what or 50 Shades of Grey for that matter, for like to see what the hell is up with this, why does everybody love it so much, if I can tolerate those books, you can tolerate Harry Potter. Just read it, because you never know. Maybe it's your thing, maybe it's not. That's fine, but you need to read it to decide. You can't just be like, I just know I'm not gonna like it. No, you don't know that. No, you don't. Because there were a lot of books I read last week that I thought, I might not like this. But you know what? I did. I'm also not a very picky person though, so... Oh, God. Fuck. Good enough. Next is eyeshadow. Pick a book that has your favorite colors on the cover. I mean, I know some covers that are really pretty, but I can't think of any nice, like, my favorite color is green, and I can't think of any good green covers off the top of my head. Why am I talking so quiet all of a sudden? But I will show you a really pretty cover anyway. Hang on. This is the book that I'm currently reading, Meddling Kids by Edgar Quintero. I went to the bookstore and found a person that was working there, and I said, what's your favorite book you've read this year? And he said, I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't read it, but it looks really awesome and it sounds super cool. It's supposed to be kind of like grown-up Scooby-Doo characters or something, or like, you know, like a variation of that. I'm only 20 pages in, but it's been really interesting. I just, like, I was anticipating a slump, and sure enough, it is here. But, you know, it is what it is, and I mean, it's not that this is not interesting, it's just that I haven't been in the mood to read after cramming so much in last week. So, I'm really excited, and fucking look at this cover. Is that not, like, the most gorgeous, super cool cover you've ever seen? Probably not, but it is really cool. So yeah, I guess I should do my eyeshadow now. I use the Too Faced, oh, you can't fucking see it. I don't know what to talk about while I'm doing this. I feel like it's probably really boring to watch. For my eyeshadow today, today I'm pretending to be a beauty guru even though I'm not even close. Today, I'm doing pretty basic makeup because I'm not actually going anywhere. I'm just going to sit on the back porch when my friends come over. But I'm going to use the Soap and Glory Perfect 10. I super love the colors in this palette. Like, they're all really nice, like, neutral-ish colors. You've got a good mix of mattes and, I don't know, whatever you call the sparkly ones. The only downside is they're not super pigmented, which, I mean, I guess it's fine because I don't exactly have the world's lightest hand anyway, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Because I don't really know what else to talk about, I'm just gonna go a little more in depth and tell you that the color that I'm using for my base is called Nude Comer. Also, fun fact about me, I fucking love a good pun. Puns are the best. And then I'm going to go in with this one that's a little bit darker. It's called Toasty. And I'm just gonna put that on, like, my crease. Watch me do my makeup really poorly. I don't know why I'm singing to you so much today. Probably because it's a thing I do in normal life a lot. I don't know, how's that look? What's that you say? Good enough? Alright. The final color that I'll be using on my eyeballs, and then we can maybe move on to something else, God please help me please, is this super light like highlighty color. It's called Cream Soda, which is one of my favorite kinds of soda. Basically just straight bubbly sugar water. What's not to love? Good enough. Question number 7. Pick a dark and mysterious book. Dark and mysterious. Here's a book that I haven't talked about on this channel enough, if at all. Three Dark Crowns by Kendar Blake. It's a duology. The first one is out already, and the second one comes out in September, and I cannot wait. I loved the first one. It was so good. It was so good. It's nice because it centers around 3 sisters, so all of your main characters are ladies, but it's not I mean, like, there's not a lot of romance. There's not a lot of like dumbing things down because they're ladies. It's way more political than I thought it was gonna be. It was just really good. I highly recommend. We're getting there, y'all. Mascara! I'm gonna do some other stuff before I do that. I'm gonna skip to blush. Pick a book that had some cringe-worthy romance. I'm going to say... What am I gonna say? The ACOTAR series. I loved every second of it, but it was kind of cringy. So, also, before I put my blush on, I'm gonna do a little bit of contouring with my Too Faced Cocoa Contour in light to medium. Yeah, because again, your girl is pasty. I don't know why I said that. I've literally never talked like that before in my life. That was so stupid. Bam. Whatever. And now for blush, I bought, like, I don't have a good blush. I have this one is like a Wet n Wild Color Icon Ombre blush in, I don't know, a color that is pink. Oh, the Princess Daiquiris. Stupid. Yep, it's like super not pigmented, so I really have to like get up in there with this thing. For my highlight, I'm going to use the Graveyard Girl Swamp Queen palette because, hello, the highlight color is called Gator Wings, and fucking it's so pretty. It's just so pretty. Gosh, that was a really gross sound. Sorry about that. And before we move on to the next thing, I'm just gonna buff all this in really good. Meow, 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 meow. Oh, haha, highlighter. That's the thing I just did. Pick a book that brightened your day. I'm gonna say Geekerella by Ashley Posen, I think. Pretty sure. Geekerella. It was absolutely adorable and super fun to read, and goes by fairly quickly. That was really good. I like that. Go read that. It's a Cinderella retelling. It's wonderful. Mascara. Pick a long book. Let's see. I have the Black Prism, the first book in the Lightbringer series. Brent Weeks. It's by Brent Weeks. I haven't read it yet. I read like the first 10 pages and then hit a slump and then never picked that one back up. But I do intend to, but it's like, it's fat. I really shouldn't do that on camera. Anyway, mascara. Too Faced, Better Than Sex. That's what I use. You gotta pick and choose your battles when it comes to makeup, which products you're gonna fork out a lot of money on and which ones you're gonna settle for the cheap shit. And if there are days where I'm going to wear absolutely nothing else on my face, I am going to wear mascara, because otherwise I just look sick. I look like I'm half dead if I don't put mascara on, because my eyelashes are basically see-through. Transparent lashes. Do I look pretty? And finally, your favorite book kiss. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's lipstick, by the way, is the thing. This is the Kat Von D liquid lipstick something something in Lovecraft is the color. And my pick for book kiss is going to be Genya and David in the Grisha trilogy that I just finished reading last week. It was beautiful and wonderful and perfect. And actually, I'm not gonna lie to you, I remembered her name, but I couldn't remember his because I was like, I know it's like a plain name compared to a lot of the other people in that series. His name is David. So I had to Google it, but when I Googled it, I found fan fiction of the first kiss from his perspective. And now I'm really excited about it. So, yeah. now you know how I get ready. My hair's still not quite all the way dry, but I mean, you guys know what it normally looks like, which is not far from this. It's doing a curly, extra curly thing today that it doesn't normally do, but anyway, yeah, so thanks for hanging out with me while I get ready. I'll see you guys later. Bye, y'all.